Thanks for volunteering. I'm not really that strong on the brain. I think this is the language center.
Really? Because I don't feel a... Also for you!
Hey, fellas, what's the good word?
I am the king of gay chicken.
This is the foreign language center.
Impossible! Je n'ai pas proposé.
Well, look who never learned to share.
The cow says. Ladies and gentlemen, Macaulay Culkin.
The neat thing about guest stars on Scrubs is that most of them are just friends of ours.
Where's Mr. Cookie Pants?
And that are nice enough to say, hey, let's come and do the show and have fun and hang out.
Tupac! I was watching that.
You know what? That's a pretty reprehensible thing to do.
Another thing with guest stars that we did this year is we continued to round out the Spin City appearances.
That's true.
Richard Kind as a hypochondriac is easily one of the funniest guest stars you'll have on a show.
For some reason on Tuesdays, my feet just swell up like Jiffy Pop bags.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have a full body scan to take.
Barry Bostwick, he plays a husband that doesn't want to talk in front of his wife. And Zach says the word penis, and Barry Bostwick says, whoa, quick pause on the gutter talk. He says to his wife, he says, hell in the hallway.
Look, I know.
Barry made the decision to wait until she got all the way to the hall and then to Zach Braff. I tell that story because when he did that, for an hour straight, Zach wasn't able to go on without laughing.
Wow, it's a giraffe!
The show is written by people that truly love TV. So anytime we have an excuse to bring a pop icon from the past on the show, we do.
Mr. Sulu?
My name is Maureen McCormick.
Marcia, please.
And this year we did Eric Estrada, that we find out that both Carla and Elliot are huge Ponch fans.
Damn, I still got it.
Dolphins won again. Here you go. I'm gonna be hearing about this all day.
Scott Foley was hilarious and was game for anything,
Guys, Elliot and I are in the middle of a marathon game of hide and go seek. If she comes in, you didn't see me.
Sean became kind of a character that we created where he ends up, with a job at SeaWorld, and he's a very bizarre guy giving JD advice about how to teach his interns and using analogies to his own dolphins.
Sean, unfortunately for me, my interns aren't mammals.
JD, they are.
We kind of just kept building him up after that. In this third season, we made him this sort of Superman.
He's so handsome in real life. I mean, honestly, I was talking to the guy and I would get lost in his eyes. I got no problem admitting that. And I'd be like, Scott, do you want to do the show again? And he would start talking and I'd have no idea what he was saying, so I'd just be dreamy.
Up.
Wow. Can you actually talk to each other?
Elliot, come on, he's just a dolphin. Because, Bruce, then she would think I was crazy, that's why.
Aw, you okay, little buddy?
And the Tara Reid character, we started out as was going to be a clone of JD. She was going to have an internal monologue.
Sorry, sometimes I just have this inner monologue running through my head.
Inner monologue?
Weirdo! And JD was basically going to fall in love with himself. It wasn't panning out the way we wanted it to.
The thing that I think finally worked with her is letting her be exactly who she is. We tried for a while to make her into somebody that she wasn't. It was probably a mistake on our part, and then we said, she can have fun with her own image. She's kind of a fun, smoking, boozing party girl.
God, you never used to smoke.
Yeah, but back then I was pretending to be someone who I thought you wanted me to be.
I think she had the most fun when they wrote the most outlandish things for her to do. She was in a giant cigarette costume. She dances with these these male strippers.
Now, who haven't I slept with yet? Give it to me!
Oh my God, Danny, I am so sorry. I thought this was what you wanted.
It was.
Because he never surprises us.
Yeah, a little bit?
No.
Brendan Fraser had been on the show before as Dr. Cox's best friend.
Are you still doing the whole kooky guy who brings his camera everywhere thing?
Till the day I die.
He said, I should come back on the show, but as a dead guy. He inspired us. He basically came up with the story idea to do kind of our Sixth Sense thing.
There's one more thing you have to do for me.
An episode that we hope holds up, that when you go back and look at it, you realize that he's been dead the whole time and that nobody else ever acknowledged him and nobody else paid attention to him.
Where do you think we are?
It really worked, as under the model of our show, which is trying to create something occasionally that's really broad and silly and funny and then has a big emotional impact at the end.
But here's the punchline. Even though my last surgery was 2 hours ago, I can't stop washing my damn hands.
Michael J. Fox is probably the greatest, it's gonna sound cheesy, probably the greatest honor of my life to have this guy on the show.
Why can't I sit on you?
Why?
Every year, you know, because I talk to him anyways just because we're friends, I would be remiss not to say, hey, if you ever feel like acting again, why don't you come and do the show? I was saying that to him for like the 100th time, and just out of the blue, he's like, you know what, I'm feeling pretty good health-wise. Is it cool if I come and do it? I was like, oh, are you kidding?
I'm sorry it took me so long. I had to go home. Damn roof toilets got my number.
And the story we wanted to do was that he conquers one of his OCD demons by pooping on the roof.
That, my friends, is a roof toilet.
I'm sorry, you said that like it's a normal thing.
I remember the very first take of the first scene that he did, which is when he walks into the hospital and sees Turk, Elliot, and JD. We can't use it because the actors, instead of being in character, were so, you know, enraptured just watching him that when he said his line, nobody said their lines, you know, and so we had to throw the take away.
Exactly.
In a lot of ways, I like to think that there wouldn't be guys like Zach Braff if there wasn't a Michael J. Fox.
You are unflappable.
It's true. It can't be flapped.
And I'm really proud of those episodes, because on some level, you know, I thought that they were kind of metaphorical for what Mike was going through in his real life, and he was going through it like a hero.
If there's something you know you can do, whether it's intubating a patient or copping a squat on the roof, and your mind keeps throwing up roadblocks, just know you can drive right through them.
You know, the best guest stars on this show are people that come in and instead of just wanting to do a typical sitcom guest appearance of saying something outrageous, is that they come in and try to craft a character. It's just a treat and a privilege.
Okay, well, sir, it was amazing to work with you.
Thank you. And that's 3 seconds.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.